Downtown Alamogordo, New York Avenue, the turn of the century. Things looked very different back then. The town was just beginning to grow. Buildings were going up, and the little burg named after fat cottonwood trees boasted the spirit of the Old West. Today, the historic area of downtown Alamogordo boasts small businesses and specialty boutiques. Among them is a store called Victoria, a lovely gift shop owned and operated by Alice Wyman, and haunted by a ghost named Willie. Willie likes to make a dramatic entrance, and according to a local medium, he can change his appearance at will. As the story goes, as Willie and the medium conversed, he slowly allowed his appearance to take on what he probably looked like in everyday life. He wore chaps, a vest, some worn-out cowboy boots, and spurs. He stood twirling a rope in one hand as he talked.
I was born William Robertson on March 13, 1864, on my family's ranch outside Tularosa. I was the third son born to a Mexican mother and an ex-Federale father. It was a good life, a hard life, but we had pretty close family relationship that I was glad we shared, and that made life a little easier. I kind of missed that. My dad knew ranching and taught us boys everything we knew.
Willie was short and bandy-legged, but very muscular. His slightly craggy face with blue eyes and brown hair that was cut short and kept neat. His previously broken nose inspired trust on sight. He wanted people to trust him. It made his work a little easier. You see, Willie was a horse thief. He grew up worshiping the activities of Billy the Kid and apparently tried to emulate him.
Billy the Kid was good at stealing horses. Billy got famous. I got shot. My mother wanted us boys to grow up and amount to something. Mothers are like that, you know. I don't know what happened to her and Dad or any of my brothers. When my folks heard I was a horse thief, after they had worked so hard to make a living honestly, they pretty much disowned me. I was thrown out of the house and was forbidden to use my last name. I took the name Martinez after that. Still, I have to say that I was pretty successful at taking horses, for a while.
Then, in 1898, at the age of about 34, Willie got caught. While sneaking away with a horse that wasn't his, he was shot. Shortly after, some local cowboys found Willie and took him to the local doctor. Willie was young and strong, but the bullet had not been kind. The Century Building, one of the first buildings completed along New York Avenue, housed the doctor's office and a surgical room, which was located on the second floor. Willie was taken to surgery shortly after he was shot. While it is believed he lived until he was carried up the stairs and into the surgical office, he died of his gunshot wound soon after.
The folks I'd stolen the horse from must have felt cheated because they didn't get to hang me. Once they knew I was dead, they just took my body and flung it into the ground just off the street. Can you imagine? And they were always bragging about being such good people.
There were no buildings yet where Willie was buried. As New York Avenue began building up in that area, a dirt floor was dug out to create a storage cellar under a new business. Willie's body was found, covered back up with dirt, and left there. By Willie's own account, he explained,
"The space down below that building was used for storage for a long time. I ought to know. They bruised my bones often enough with their boxes. I let them know about it too. Pinch a few of them, I did. Even scared some off. Served them right."
Eventually, the storage cellar was closed in, the floor raised, and the building was updated. Willie himself seemed to approve of the changes.
Finally, they shoveled some dirt in here, covered it all up, closed it all up, and left me alone.
And while you might think that since Willie's body is no longer being disturbed, he is finally at peace, but Willie still likes to make his presence known once in a while. Pretty often, actually, from the sounds of it.
You know that lady that runs this place now? She used to keep thoughts of me tucked away in the back of her mind, but she is becoming more aware of me lately. Maybe that's because I turn a light on here and there, now and then. Just tell her that I don't turn them all on because I don't want her to rely on me. I may look trustworthy, but I'm not. Lots of folks have found that out.
Perhaps Miss Alice can tell us how she knew Willie was around.
back in 1998, I had a beautiful red lamp. You ladies know what a bordello lamp is? But back then, the lamps were big like this, and they were bright red, and they had dangles hanging around them. I had one in here, and it was up behind the front door in that little window. Well, a lot of mornings I would come in and that red lamp would be on. No, it shouldn't be on. I'm a tightwad. I turn off all the lights because I don't want my electric bill to be very much. But occasionally that light would be on, and I would know that I had turned it off. That's how I first became aware that something was going on, because that light would be on when I'd get here in the mornings.
Today, most of the merchants along historic New York Avenue know Willie's story. A few of them have even met him personally. While some folks have been frightened by his presence, most just acknowledge him respectfully. And beyond some pretty innocent mischief, he has never caused harm to anyone. And even though Willie may have been killed and buried way back in 1898, he has apparently chosen to remain among the current residents here. Willie is the ghost of New York.